Alright, folks. Coming to you live from the laboratory in Attleboro, Pennsylvania. BC's to the announcer joining you. You're on twitch.tv/Clash Tournaments for Ultra Smash at the Laboratory Tuesdays. You saw the Grand Finals action. Joining me on the microphone at this time and helping out in production. I mean, you...
Stop battle! Richter! Simon!
Okay.
I don't care about game 10 until game 10, so.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's a bold of her to assume that it's going to a game 10. She is coming out of loser's side, so.
You gotta have that. You have to have that confidence. Like.
I suppose so, man. Either way, folks, welcome to Grand Finals here. Ultra Smash at the Laboratory Tuesdays, 182.
So we have Moosh doing a great run so far, because he's done very well. He's been doing not too great game 1, but game 2, 3, 4, 5 have been looking great for him so far.
He kind of needs that wake.
He's been it's been like a slow burn for him, but once he gets his momentum, it's hard to stop.
Gave the gyro to the Belmont because that's what he needed, another projectile. Chia, and frankly, that's honestly a really good idea, just because not only you have that on your side for sure, but also you're taking away one of the better options for Chia in this matchup, and you take away a bit of her camping ability, makes Chia approach just a little bit more, and Rob ain't exactly built for the approaching rush.
Yeah, not without that gyro. That gyro is like a top 3 move for Rob, and so when you lose your combo setup, your ability to close space, even if it just clanks with the move, you just it's so much harder.
So now Chia trying to hold court in the middle of the stage. And name of the game, obviously, is going to be stage control. These are two characters that are very much zoning oriented. Moosh getting tagged with that gyro. It's a question whether or not that Belmont will be able to make it back. It will not, and Chia will be the one drawing first blood in the specified set.
Yeah. Chia doing a great job at not letting Moosh set up for a kill. Especially at this high percent. All Belmont really has are either some raw hits like that, or they have maybe some setups that are hard to get. But even then, Moosh only died like 25 seconds ago and is already at 105%. She's doing a great job at taking down that damage.
Yeah, and setting it up relatively well. Gyro going to come back out.
Yeah.
Chia, and again, utilizing that neutral air, one of the better options that Rob has for sure. That back air, not half bad either, going to take the second stock. But that neutral air, it's, I mean, whenever you think that you're safe to finally approach, you think that you've navigated everything, you've got through the gyro, you got through the lasers. Well, guess what? You
have to get through this giant hitbox surrounding Rob. And the other thing, she has been doing a very good job at managing to kind of bait out the shield. Moosh keeps angling his shield to not get hit by that nair, and she's done a good job at back airing instead.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And now setting up that boomerang cross, Chia. She's thinking 3 steps ahead here and not doing too badly at that.
Has a nice, strong stock lead.
What I've been noticing mostly is just Moosh. I mean, he's been trying to go for these. Setups. Whatever he's been going for just has not panned out that way. These two opponents obviously know each other so well, and they've played the Belmont Rob matchup
weekly at this point, multiple times a week.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and on occasion on Fridays at the tournaments, codenamed Bears.
Yeah, but Chia's been doing a great job at staying at an angle where. Ooh, and reflecting the axe.
I got a laugh out of Moosh.
Chia doing a great job at getting in this angle in which Moosh can't even use his projectiles as zone and has to use the whip, which not the strongest when it's your only option. It's a good compliment.
Exactly, and when you can't establish the first one, is no real point in using the second one unless you get amazingly creative.
Yeah.
Which it just seemed like Moosh seemed to be running out of ideas because it wasn't the kind of game that was really indicative of letting that sort of play get set up.
Yeah, and I think Moosh also just had the weaker combo kind of setup. When he got a hit, he was getting less off it. His first stock looked semi-strong, but it just didn't add up to the strength, the amount of damage Chia was putting on per hit. And we're going to Battlefield here. Makes sense. Slightly harder for like Rob to land on Belmont, but also gives Belmont more opportunities to use the projectiles to trap Chia.
Not to mention the music counter there.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That is always a benefit. If you know the stage you like and you want to go to FD or Battlefield, you just need to get that music counter pick. You can already tell that Moosh has slowed it down considerably than last game, using those crosses, using that holy water, not being forced to always attack Chia as she's trying to land, but instead is trapping her in that on the ledge and off to the side of the stage.
Oh, my back air is going to take the first stock, and yeah, Moosh, as you can see, pretty clear that he's doing a little bit of a better job. But what is it exactly that he's doing? But has he just gotten the download, or is it just one of those things that he needed to wake up, as you alluded to earlier?
Yeah, I think it's just like he's playing. He got part of it's like that download. I think these platforms are helping. It's allowing Moosh to run away and not have to worry about Chia landing on him in the same way that we saw last game. It's also just like, yeah, just like he's not getting caught by these nairs. He's not forced to always try to up tilt or up air Chia. And while Belmont has a strong combo game, those are not two of the best combos set up.
Ooh. Oh, up smash is going to take the first stock for CT Chia. But it's still Moosh, I mean, employing that whip just a little bit better, finding himself on the level with that Rob just a little bit more often, and there you go, the complementing piece.
That axe is so scary.
No, it can, honestly, if your character is just a little bit lighter, might have killed. I'm not really sure about the dimensions of Dracula's Castle Battlefield, but we can definitely check that.
Yeah. Battlefield, definitely not like the smallest of stages. But I think, honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that Rob is so heavy, that would have killed most other characters.
Oh, for certain. And now is hanging on to that second stock is Chia at 173%. She can even this game out more or less if she can secure the second stock. She has that Belmont up to 100. Really, all she needs to do is put it into disadvantage.
Yeah, unfortunately, she got scared in shield there and just got trapped as Moosh was throwing the projectiles out, not able to run away. And because she got scared, like, Moosh just got a free setup for a kill. And now she is without a gyro, trying to get back to it or get back to stage just to get away from this onslaught that Moosh is throwing out. Well, a very good setup, a very good like possession for Moosh, and honestly, like she is just dealing damage. Just it's not enough right now.
He's doing well at providing that chip damage, but
Chip damage only gets you so far.
indeed, Moosh working at a relatively decent clip. He's generally good rate of work.
I think something that Chia can improve on. She's gone into this position where Belmont's recovering with the whip, and Belmont always will generally in that position. And something she can do is honestly just fall off that ledge inside B and just kind of have it end in a way that if Belmont reels in, Belmont dies, or it's just kind of landing on Belmont as he's hanging there. It puts pressure on Moosh to do something when he's not doing something otherwise.
Right, but of course that's the thing with the Belmonts. You will never ever be able to land for free, and indeed that is the case in this game number 2. And Moosh ties it up at 1-1. 2 wins away from taking the Grand Championship here at U-Salt 182.
Yeah, unlike other U-Salts, these are best of 5s. And they will be going forward. Definitely puts a lot more pressure on our players, having to change the way in which they play. The more games, it does wear on you, and you have to take account for that. I like this, a slightly thinner stage, less platforms. So Chia has an easier time landing where she wants. Her projectile is not going to get caught on the platforms, and she's not going to get caught herself in a way that Belmont can just ledge trap her forever.
That's the thing, though. No matter what, you're not going to get back to that stage for free. You never do against Belmont.
Yeah, you definitely have to work for it. And honestly, the way your stage layout doesn't matter too much once you're off stage, but you try to get those small advantages here and there against Belmont. Ooh, really good F air to catch out that recovery.
That's the thing about, Rob obviously is one of the better recoveries in the game. Get back to the stage, but getting back on it.
Yeah, it's one of those where in an isolated box, it's one of the best in the game. The moment you put some pressure on it, it's good, but you really have to work with it. You don't just get there for free. Yeah, ooh. Yeah, Moosh been doing a great job just dealing this damage, not allowing Chia to get those big combos that we were seeing in the first game, where just all of a sudden there was 60, 80% put on in the first 10 seconds of his stock. And because of this, just Moosh is able to live for so much longer. Yeah. Yeah, the fact that Chia can't even get back to stage. We see just Moosh cornering her and just never letting up on that pressure. Chia hasn't been able to find an option to deal with it. Because just so many projectiles. You're going to reflect one of them. Moosh is backing off, not getting hit by that nair like he was the first game. In the same way. Some of these side Vs are looking a bit desperate, just hoping that Moosh throws out a projectile. It's just sometimes they're working, but for the most part they just seem like raw side Vs. Yeah.
However, maybe that's just one of the benefits, you know, of having every single week is that you learn how to play Rob. When you're in the matchup, you're not being surprised by it.
Yeah. That side B, while very good damage and very good knockback and very quick and active, it does not deal a lot of shield damage, and it puts you in a very bad position if it does get shielded. And we saw that with just like happened a handful of times now where Moosh just able to punish very hard off of it just hitting his shield. Ooh, nice stall, making it hard to know when he was going to land. But, ooh, I like that active edge guard. Maybe a Nair would have dealt better, a bit more bigger hitbox, but it's definitely more of a commitment. Oh.
Comes down and Moosh finally cleans it up, but not without
Yeah.
Moosh goes up 2-1.
Chia just definitely finally got in, finally prevented Moosh from just doing anything. Once you put pressure on Moosh, Belmont, they cannot just do what they're strong at. They have to get a lucky hit, lucky read, and then they can set up. But they need to get that first, and that's not the easiest thing to do as Belmont.
I mean, these are two characters that kind of rely on setups in one fashion or another, and it seems that we're going to be going Pokemon Stadium. I could only imagine Chia said just sample
Yeah.
just a little bit.
I like the idea of in between you go choose the song you want for your menu and then go to a different stage just because you want it on the menu.
I actually do like that,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you know, it's a mind game too, so it works out.
Stop the battle.
You get yourself back in the
Simon.
game. However it is that you need to.
Rob.
That Rob, which I actually played in bracket. It's not easy.
No.
I did not take a stock.
Ooh.
That Rob.
Ooh. I got kind of bopped by not even Moosh's Belmont. I got bopped by the Falcon, and then who else did he play? He played someone else. Two scary monsters in bracket. Okay, good.
Yeah.
She does not have a bad palette. It's not like, it's not terrible. I wouldn't see her bring out a bracket that often, but it's definitely just a probably like fun, potentially work on character.
It's there. I don't have the most versatile moves.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah,
Might as well work out.
yeah. You can use 3 moves and counter 90% of the moveset, and it's a great character, well balanced.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Moosh, maintain his stage control.
Seems like the music choice was this bright, happy song, and I kind of like it. It fits Chia to me as a like I want to get back in the game song.
I mean, the band better start playing a little faster. My tongue gets over my teeth. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Chia just dropping the gyro and attempt to edge guard. He is down to stock. Having a hard time cleaning out these stocks. Really just has not been able to get that Belmont away from the stage.
Yeah. At least able to put pressure on Moosh this game. It felt like Moosh the last 2 games have just been able to take it away because there's been no pressure on him, at least off the bat. Ooh, that was a really ambitious F smash.
I mean, she was only charging for
Way too long.
approximately.
Yes. Getting that up smash. Ooh, that Nair. Yeah. And now like you got that Nair and throw Moosh off his stride. And you just got to easily put on 40, 57 damage, 66. That's the thing about Rob. You get one hit off of one of your very many combo tools, and you deal so much damage. Or you can just chip away with your 2 projectiles. But like down tilt, nair, very easy startup moves to just add on damage.
Well, there's that axe again coming out, and Moosh, the adaptability that we have seen. If he is to win this, that's basically him taking 3 straight games. In fact, he is.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's adapted, and that's really what that's really all it takes sometimes. Chia, I'm not really sure what her plan is to counteract Moosh's gameplay. It's just the fact that Moosh is
Yeah, I think Moose has adapted his game plan, even if it's just minor things. It seems like it's been more of an adaptation than we've seen from Chia so far, which is unfortunate because, like, we can see so much out of her, and we saw like game 1 the strength, but like you need to adapt. The game's not as static. Like while the meta is what it is, within a game itself, it changes so drastically. Ooh, and that F smash almost taking it.
You're absolutely right, but then again, especially in this region, you saw a bunch of Robs do very, very well early on. It's mostly because the character itself has not changed. Something familiar, and that uppercut, holy smokes. Just uppercut a whole robot, why don't you, Simon?
Yeah.
Moosh is going to take this set 3-1. Moosh, so you saw it 182, Grand Champion.
Yeah. Having that stock lead, seeing that Chia's been recovering high, very easy. Like a good time to throw out that move, throw yourself up there, going to kill fairly early, fairly easily.
Yeah, and what we were talking about right before Moosh rudely interrupted me with that uppercut into win the whole set and all that. The fact that Rob seems like it did so well because it's a character that hadn't really changed all that much before everyone kind of was able to familiarize themselves with the character selection as much as we have now, obviously 4 or 5 months into the game's life cycle. Now you have, but you had Rob do so well because there was that sense of familiarity. There's not a whole lot about Rob's game that I feel like is going to change over time at this point.
I think the things that are good about Rob are just going to get tighter and tighter. You're going to get those stronger combos, able to deal so much more damage. But your general game plan is going to stay roughly the same. You're not going to see these big, drastic changes in play style from the player.
You're not going to see like super insane Rob tech.
Yeah, essentially.
Fair enough. But either way, it's